Crack it.
There we go. And
Hey guys,
hello.
it's good to see you all. I was wondering if you guys want to talk about drinking. One of my favorite things to do.
Oh, we're actually gonna hard open. Okay.
No, I mean we can. I mean,
We're gonna crack it open like a cold one.
it depends. Yeah, exactly. How you want to ease into it with a nice little, or you can just take it like a shot. Go right for it.
I love it.
But I mean, it's just something that we all know about. We all had a lot of experiences with. I mean, it's something that we all enjoy doing. With we don't want to get blasted, but it's just fun to do once in a while.
And what we're
hang
all
it
doing right now, because what else can we do?
It's
Drink
a social
responsibly.
lubricant, as I've been told by many people.
A social lubricant.
Yes.
That's hot.
It's hot and it's also kind of icky. I like it.
It's kind of like alcohol. Yeah.
Or like sex on a summer day.
Oh.
Beautiful.
There's the M rating up.
But yeah, I was hoping maybe we could talk about like our early experiences with it, and like just if you have any like drinking stories from like our youth of crazy shenanigans. Since usually that goes along with drinking, you do some crazy stuff. So let's just see where we're at. I know when I was young, my first experience was basically just hanging out with my friends and just drinking. I think we drank at one of my best friends' house before, like I think we were like 20 or 19, somewhere in there. We had like an older friend who bought it for us. And we did the classic thing where his parents were away. It was like, oh, time to hang out with my friends, start drinking. It's got like a bunch of Bud Light, whatever. We're like, ooh, a bunch of beers. This is doing great. Having a lot of fun. It's a bunch of boys drinking alone at a friend's house. We had the classic thing happen where their parents came home that night, and we didn't know.
Oh.
It was really awkward. And we did the whole thing where like we hid the beers behind our backs and stuff. We're like, hey, how's it going? And it was just like, I think we might have pulled it off, or they might have just like been like, okay, I'm glad
We're just gonna
not dealing with this right now.
I'm glad there's some social interaction going on.
Was that
But at least they were.
It's good.
At least you were responsible enough to keep it contained in an area. You didn't go driving or anything like that.
Yeah, no, never did. I mean, we tried to not do some crazy stuff like that, but yeah, it was pretty ridiculous for like 19, 20
Yeah.
in that range. But I want to hear your guys' first experiences. What do you got, Steve?
Wait, did you?
So
Go ahead.
what? Go
No, I
ahead.
was going to ask.
Oh,
did you say that happened when
Yeah.
you guys were 19 or 20?
Somewhere in there. I can't remember the exact time.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah. So my first time, I was actually overseas. I was in the UK, and I think I was like 15 or 16. And we did like a medieval festival thing, and I was with my parents. I was with my family, and it's it was legal over there with your parents' supervision
Yeah, you can
and
go to
permission.
a pub,
Wow.
folks.
Yeah, so I got like a pint of like some German beer that don't remember what I got, but I just remember I took like a sip of it and I was like, oh, I hate this. It's terrible. It's horrible. Because I didn't like beer at the time. I was like all about it's got to taste good. It's got to do whatever. And now I love beer. But that was my first experience with beer, and that really like kind of turned me off to beer for a while. And I didn't really start drinking again until like college, and then it was actually mostly like college liquor or wine there, and then I really actually didn't start liking beer again until probably like near the end of college.
Yeah, I had that same experience.
Yeah.
It's like I remember the first party I went to in college, even in college, and they had just like we were doing drinking games and like beer pong where you drink every time they hit the cup, which I don't do anymore. Just put water in there. But like,
Yeah, it just makes more sense.
I was like, oh my god! And I don't have a terrible gag reflex when it comes to like taste. So I was like
Same.
retching every time. It's like if you puke in front of everyone, this is one of the most embarrassing thing of your life.
You'll be cast out.
Yeah,
That's down.
Mm-hmm. And
But
that's
I
what.
I think it took like 2 years, and then it was like it started tasting good. So just you keep hurting yourself until it started tasting good.
Yeah. See, for me, it was like it was once I started doing like internships and stuff for the summer, and I had one internship where it's like I had literally nothing to do for the entire afternoons at all. I was in the middle of nowhere, but I had to commute like an hour every morning to get to work. And I was like, shit, I want to drink something, but I can't drink that much because I have to drive an hour to get to work in the morning. So I was like, I'm just gonna get a beer.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was weird.
Interesting.
I think for me,
It is different.
So my drinking started from a very early age.
Okay.
That was
Okay.
So my parents, they must have been like younger than me at the time, and they used to host a lot of like parties, like like how we would pretty much.
Like a family party?
Yeah, except they had kids. Like it was just like a party, like how.
They would have kids at the party.
Yeah, and like I just be this kid, and with my sisters like running around, like tugging on pant legs, and oh
my God.
There'd be like like half full beer cans everywhere, right? So I'm like, haha, and I just picked one up, drank it. Thought it was disgusting. But that was the first
That's
time.
not apple
That was the
juice.
first time I ever tried beer as like a young kid. We had a
Damn.
family friend who, one of my mom's friends, who had like a baby at the time, and like this baby would like be kept crying and whatnot and stuff, and she'd have a glass of like sherry or something in the other hand, and like just in one swift motion, like bring it to the baby's lips, like blip, and nothing. Would not cry for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Apparently,
That's how parents do it.
yeah,
I heard
You
it's like a thing for
that's so-
teething.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like they
toothaches.
Like put
I've heard that
liquor
too.
or brandy or
I've heard
something
that too.
on their finger and rub it on their gum.
I think that's what
Yep.
happened. But no, my first foray into like drinking with friends, and also I think I can speak for all of us, or some of us at least. Back then, when you saw like older people like drinking, like seniors drinking and stuff, you thought that was a cool thing, right? It was in comics, it was in cartoons that we watched back then. You know, like someone chugging a bottle of whiskey or whatever, like in Tintin,
Sure.
Captain Haddock.
Yeah, I don't.
But
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
to a certain degree. That's why I said like for some of us maybe. So my first foray was like we were talking about being one of the cool kids and like having to integrate into like that kind of group. So we used to have what we call terrace parties. So in Dubai, everyone lived in apartment buildings, right? And you could just go up to the terrace anytime you wanted to. So we would get a bottle, and I shit you not, it's this stuff called Old Monk's rum. This stuff
Ooh.
costs $2 a bottle.
Ooh.
And
sign me up.
it was like the darkest stuff ever, and like it was basically paint thinner. It was like the blackest rum you've ever seen. It was so bad. And we used to go up there and like drink it, and like at that point no one's questioning it because no one wants to be that guy. They're like, oh, this stuff sucks, I hate drinking, you know, like
Someone dies. Yeah.
cast out. We used to go up there with a guitar and like just chill, just drink and stuff, and that became the norm. We used to do that like almost every weekend. And
Oh yeah, dude.
yeah, so that was my my first like actual drinking story.
Nice.
What about
We
you,
got
Nick?
Nick.
That sounds fun, actually.
Nick?
That sounds relaxing. So, my first time I ever tasted alcohol or a beer, don't judge, but I was like 14. It wasn't a full beer or anything. We actually just played in a baseball all-star tournament, and our coaches, we won. Our coaches brought us back, and we were having kind of like a party because one of the coach's sons was on the team. So we went back to his house. We were going to camp in the backyard or whatever overnight. Well, the same guy was throwing a party, and all these adults are drinking and whatnot, and we helped unload this keg. Excuse me. And one of our coaches put it down. It was me and another kid, and he taps the keg and whatnot, gets it ready, and he goes, have you guys ever tried this? Tasted this? And he goes, no. And so he has us stand up, he hooks up the hose, and he just spritzes a little bit in our mouth. And I always thought it had like the taste of like bananas in a weird way.
This
No, there's a lot of light
this is
beers
never the
like that,
first time
yeah.
I edit something out of this podcast.
Did you have you get on your knees
Did you
first?
get
But fast forward, I didn't like it at the time. It just tasted weird, and I just moved on. Whatever. Never drank anything. When it came to like the first time I drank with friends, I was 16. A friend of ours I was working with snuck a pack. I think it was Smirnoff, like apple, some disgusting shit.
Okay. Oh, and this flavored vodka
Sweet.
is
Yeah.
Young worm. Yeah.
And he literally drove out to a field, and there was 4 of us, and some other kid brought something else, but I didn't associate with him or didn't drink whatever he had. So I just drank the Smirnoff,
Old drink.
and I had one and hated it, but I watched a friend of mine down 2 of them in like 5 minutes, and for some reason
You're like, I want to be that guy.
yeah, like he just started convulsing and looked
Oh.
like he was about to go down or something. We didn't know what was happening.
Oh shit.
What?
So he was like wanting to throw up or something. I don't know what his body was doing, but it was scarier than shit. So we decided to call it a night right there. We drove him
Jesus
back,
Christ.
and as soon as he got out of the car, he threw up on my friend's windshield,
Oh,
and then he just he kind of just fell down in the yard and fell asleep.
What a freaking kid.
So my friend took his shirt off, was cleaning the windshield off, while the other dude is like passed out or something, and I'm just sitting there like, I just want to go the fuck home. I don't want to be here anymore.
Oh my God.
So, a weird experience, but
You said you were 16?
I was 16. Like, I had my license for about
2 hours
7
after.
months at the time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that would scar me for a while. Holy fuck,
Yeah,
dude.
like I sat there and go, nobody will ever have a drink in this vehicle or
So
be
you had your
drunk in this
coach
vehicle.
Take his shirt off and
No,
shoot
no,
him.
not coach, not coach. That's
Huh?
a completely different
No, I
story.
know.
2 years had passed
I know
since.
that story. And then it became.
Oh,
But
man.
yeah, I mean, it was a messed up night.
Oh
I didn't
my
know what
God.
the
I've
hell
got a
was
similar
going on.
story to that. Yeah.
Well,
Keep it going.
have
Yeah,
have
go
at
for
it
it.
because that's it.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to stop right there.
All right. So
God.
this is also in Dubai. By this time, I think I was like 19, 20. I think I was 18 or 19. And my buddy, his dad had just bought this condo property. In fact, an entire like condo like building or something like that. Super fucking rich. And there was one condo that was empty that he was going to sell, but it wasn't sold yet. And this was all above board. He didn't mind us going there and stuff. And it was someone's birthday. And we went there. And it's like, it's an empty condo. There's no furnishings. There's no like nothing there, right? And we're there. And then so our job, our individual jobs was to get one bottle of something. It all had to be different. So we do. And we go there. And we bought like sleeping bags or like blankets and stuff just to like crash there
Urban
afterwards.
camping.
Pretty much indoor camping. It's pretty much Dubai camping. So we're there. Someone brought a boombox, like just for entertainment and stuff, and like we just proceeded to get fucking hammered, right? And
The pants come off.
no, at least I don't think.
I don't remember.
The details were blurry.
Yeah.
But no, he's my buds from high school, right? And then we just kept drinking and drinking. Like it was like unhealthy amounts. And then we used to always do this thing. This was a very Dubai thing to do. And some of you may have done this with your friends back then too. You take a glass. You take a little bit of everything. It's kind of like Kings. Take a little bit of everything and you mix it.
Concoction, sure.
And you shoot that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And
Brutal.
that's when to quote the great John Mulaney, that's when the night went from good to great, because everyone was just hammered. Like we were like weird, like it's like those TV movies that show like how zany people are when they're like absolutely hammered and the camera's just going here and there and everything.
You put the lamp on your head.
That was
the
us.
lampshade.
Yeah.
And apparently several things happened that I wasn't privy to. Someone started convulsing. Someone started speaking in tongues in a language that they swear was like from the ancient gods or whatever. There was someone crying in the corner. It was probably me. I don't know.
Sounds fun.
And oh my god, puke everywhere, all over this brand new condo. Changing the walls, the ceiling and stuff. You couldn't use the bathroom because the bathroom was like just locked because someone was in there puking or probably passed out. People were like peeing off the balcony.
Oh my god.
It was such a shit night, but in the morning, like no one remembered anything except for I guess me, and like we just kind of pieced it together. It's kind of like the Hangover movies.
Right.
Kind of just piecing shit together and stuff, and we just drove home and like never. Okay, one thing I'm pissed about. I've had the same binky comforter.
Okay.
It was a dinosaur
Gotcha.
comforter
Okay.
that I've had for like years, since I was like 9, I think.
Weird. Go
I
on.
made the ill-informed decision to bring that to the party for me to sleep.
And it was a little pukey afterwards, I
yes,
assume.
very pukey.
Why would you? Whoa! Slow down. Why would you bring a blanket to a party?
No, because we were gonna crash there,
Oh, okay. So you have a sleepover.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
and that
Yeah.
got puked on.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like when someone
By
it's like
you
when
or someone
pukes
else?
in your tent.
Not by me. No, I didn't puke that time.
Ugh.
I know it's because I'm remembering a lot of what happened.
Repressed memories coming forward.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
See,
I remember a high school story, or not high school, college story when you were talking about like your empty, like we had an empty dorm in our dorm because it was in West Virginia University where like it was a dorm they made out of a it was like an old hospital. They like converted it into a dorm. It's kind of weird. Either way, they had an empty room. And so I had convinced my roommate that I had banged a girl in this room. And he was like this big, buff, black guy that was like super intimidating. And he was like, dude, and he was my roommate. And he was like, man, I'm gonna get so much pussy. And I'm like, dude, I already fucked a girl in that random room, dude. It was awesome.
Right where you
And
staying?
he was like, I don't believe you. I was like, dude, trust me. So here's the thing. My friend Chris, who I went to college with, he had set it up. We'd all planned this giant, like, elaborate prank. And because we got everyone a little toasty, everyone's a little drunk, so everyone was a little, whatever. And we got me with my shirt off in the empty room, there was like an empty bed. I think they had some kind of like just basic bed there. And like they had me like posing like this. Like we got an empty condom and filled it with lotion. They had it like situated like right on the little desk thing. And so we had him like, hey, we're all gonna party in this empty room, and then I was there like this.
That is so
But it like,
gross.
broke my roommate's brain to see this image. He's like, dude, no, I don't. How did you get laid before me? I've been working out. I don't understand. It was awesome. I loved it.
It was awesome.
It was the best prank I've ever pulled, and couldn't have done it without my boys. It was fantastic.
Imagine that
So
guy
did he-
watching this right now. It's like that's
That would be
son of
great.
a
I was
gun.
gonna say, does he know about the actual?
I did
Okay.
break eventually, because like,
You
okay,
told
so what
him?
happened? So I did that whole thing,
Yeah.
and like I pulled it off. I was like trying to lie to him, like, oh yeah, no, I did. Trust me. And I tried to convince him that like, oh, I had these sunglasses on. This was at night. I tried to convince I was like, hey, no, I was wearing sunglasses, and so that was like this kooky thing that was really attracted to her. It's like it was so weird. I tried to like get that to believe that, and he kind of did, but he just kept pressuring me, like because
Yeah.
we had like a bunk bed,
It's
like
more
those kind of
being-
dorms.
Yeah.
And this guy is big and intimidating, so I'm like trying to keep up, and I'm like trying to not break at every
Yeah,
moment.
yeah.
This guy is gonna freak out, but
That's the best story.
yeah. Eventually, he just kept like interrogating me over and over until I was like, yeah, no, it was a prank. We pranked you, and it like broke his brain. He was like, no, how did you know?
He
I
like
don't understand.
He
There was a
opens
condom.
up like his room and there's like this like giant board with like lines across it trying to.
How did it happen?
It'll
was
reverse
Pepe
on you.
Sylvia.
No, it couldn't have been a prank. I saw it with my own eyes.
But it was a good like 30 minutes of him grilling me before, like of him believing it completely.
That's
it was
amazing.
fantastic. I was
That's
eating it up.
awesome.
That's fucking amazing.
No, I had a lot of crazy West Virginia stories of alcohol. That was a party town, dude.
That's one.
But before I continue with my stuff, does anyone else got any crazy young stories of the early days?
I don't.
Have you guys ever been iced before
Iced?
That's
with
that's
the Smirnoff Ice?
Oh
Yeah, yeah.
God. You know what iced also means, right?
No.
No.
Like whacked by the mob.
Oh yeah, sure.
Oh
sure.
yeah, sure.
Well, we
Those
haven't
would be here, I
had
guess.
that happen yet.
I know that one
Here.
hasn't happened yet.
But what do you mean? What is ice?
So
What's a
so
Smirnoff?
ice. It's basically when someone like surprises you with a Smirnoff Ice, you have to basically get on one knee and chug it.
Why?
It was
'cause
a
that's
marketing
something-
gimmick.
It's a marketing gimmick,
Kinda
but
like-
it was like a college thing essentially, where it's like you just hide an ice somewhere, and when someone sees it at any point, at any time, they just have to right there get on their knees and like chug it. So like people would be in the library like studying and shit. They lift up their book. There's an ice there. It's like, oh shit, gotta chug it in the middle of the library.
It was a very good marketing gimmick.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Knew what they were doing.
That's great.
That's
I got-
strange.
I got iced for the first time as I was moving into my college dorm.
Wait, are we talking about like a
And-
Mickey?
Like it's like a normal bottle.
A,
but
a
it's
whole
like a Smirnoff
fucking
Ice.
bottle?
Yeah.
Not like a 20-year. It's just like a
Not a
little
little-
like a beer. It's like a
Yeah,
beer.
like a beer. It's like a
Okay.
beer bottle,
Okay.
but it's like a Smirnoff Ice bottle. Yeah.
Okay.
It's very
I got-
sweet.
Oh,
Yeah,
Smirnoff
it's very-
Ice.
yeah.
For some reason, I was
Yes.
talking like straight fucking vodka. Like
No.
Oh my god.
A beer bottle of vodka.
Oh, that's
yeah.
fine.
Maybe
I'll do
maybe
that.
in Russia.
No,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's totally fine. Like,
But
It's fun.
I got-
It's fun
yeah.
at the first couple.
Yeah, it's fine with the first couple. It's just nasty. Like
Yeah.
Smirnoff Ice is not
It's
good.
not.
That's
Chug
why I
it is
have
brutal. Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
great. It's kind of
But
like Mike's.
I got
Story.
iced for the first time as I was moving into my dorm, and my parents were downstairs, like unpacking the car.
Oh.
And like I opened the door, and a dude's just standing with the ice, and I'm like, "Oh shit, let's do this quick!" And we like jumped
you
into
know
the
this
room,
dude?
and I was like, "No, it was just a random guy." And I just jumped into a random room and was like, "Okay, let's chug this real quick." All right, going on.
It's not-
Hi, I'm
So-
blah blah blah. Yeah,
9:30
So
in the
this
morning.
is known. This
Yeah.
is known
It is
across the country.
This is
Yes.
like, there's a mutual respect to do this. If
It
you
was
ask.
a limited time. It was like a thing, but it was a thing for a certain amount of time. It was like a fad.
I'm hearing this
Yeah,
for
it
the
was
first time
like
too,
a-
Nick. I never.
This
heard of
is
it before.
amazing.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love
It was
iced.
definitely a white person kind of college kind of scene
Well,
kind
shit,
of
that
trick.
puts me out.
Yeah, no.
very
It's very much like a preppy
That's
kind of
fucked
thing. Oh, you
up.
got ice, bro. You got a drink, bro.
So y'all get ice. I get like obsidian or something.
Yeah, you can,
Yeah.
I'd carry a
drink this
six-pack of
old monk
ice
rum.
with me everywhere.
Yeah.
basically, yeah.
I'd line up every room with at least
Just a
somewhere.
dude in a trench coat, like it's ice.
Yeah,
To be fair, I
I got
know
what you need.
Well, the whole gimmick is you don't buy ices to drink for fun. You just buy them to
For
ice
the
other
game.
people.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, for the game.
ladies buy ices because they're fucking sweet as fuck. They love
Ice-
that shit.
They're fucking terrible.
That's
Yeah,
really
I hate
cool.
Smirnoff Ices. Yeah.
No, it was a great good idea marketing wise, brilliant.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it only caught on with like I said, the preppy crowd.
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
By the way, this episode is sponsored by Smirnoff Ice.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
What
No.
we would do in Virginia is that people would tap each other's beer glasses.
oh, and
if
they
you
would
don't-
give foam.
Yeah, the
yeah,
bottle.
you have to drink it, otherwise it'll foam up
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
spurt in
We
your
did
face.
that. We did that. That's actually a really
Yeah, yeah,
cool thing.
that's a good way to do it too.
I like that.
You can blow out the bottom of a beer doing that too if you hit it hard.
Yeah, yeah. If it, no. That'll happen if it's like out of the freezer or something.
Have you guys shotgunned a beer before?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
right. The first time I did that was embarrassing.
Can I just say I
Right.
like this line of topic over here, just talking about like odd things that we've done.
Different ways to drink a beer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Humanity has evolved in such a way over thousands of
Yeah,
years.
Yeah.
It's like
So I wanna touch up on the shotgunning beer
Go for
real
it.
quick. A story. So a very specific shotgun story. So my friend and I mean, there was like 6 or 7 of us at a friend's house. Kind of like what Greg said, the family was gone or whatever, but they didn't come back. Okay, we knew they were. So we got absolutely hammered at our friend's house. We were playing basketball, whatnot, having ourselves a good time, and a friend of mine shotgunned a beer, and I've never seen it done. I've never done it. So I was like, oh, wow, that's all right. Let's give that a fucking shot. And first time I did, as soon as you crack that top, it goes firing down your throat. Well, I did that, and I like took my mouth off and kept my mouth closed, and then he projectile vomited against the side of the house. And I go, okay, did I do it right? And they go, absolutely
how my
not.
first time too, yeah.
Like, no, you did that wrong. You fucked that up. Like, shit. All right, give me another. So I do the next one right. And then
Fucking rally, boy.
I finally, boot and rally. But I sit there and I watch my friend do another one, and then I do it, and I get it right. And then he does another one. Then I start doing another one.
Jesus
So we're both
Christ.
like fucked up, and he does like 4 more. And he gets so drunk just from shotgunning in the last like hour that he goes into the
5
cabinet,
minutes.
like the pantry where the dog biscuits are, and eats this little like green dog bone of a treat. Eats it and like dry vomits the treat up in a cup. Does a shotgun and chases it with the treat. Finishes it up. He regurgitates this treat and then re-eats it, and he's just perfectly fine. The next day, he's like, "Yeah, I remember that." So you consciously did that?
Was
What the fuck?
was your friend Eric Andre by any chance?
No,
Or a psychopath or a murderer?
no, he was just. I almost said
Dead
hard ass.
now?
I don't know if
I
that
feel
makes
like
you a
any
hard ass.
story that you're gonna say is gonna be like out of Always Sunny or something. It's like Charlie
Yeah.
and Mac,
and then everyone
No,
just started
it's just-
vomiting everywhere.
and someone
No,
convulsed in the corner.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
We're gonna have to put a warning on this video.
That dude's a legend. Holy shit.
Please
It
don't
was
try
so
any of this
gross.
not at home, anywhere you are. Just don't fucking try it.
Weirdly
Why
enough,
would you try
We're
that?
talking about past
No.
mistakes. Don't eat a dog.
weirdly enough, he's a doctor now. So
Just don't be an idiot. He's a doctor.
those decisions have led him
You
down
not
that
say his
path.
name.
No,
It was the dog
Right.
treat. It's got to be the dog.
the dog tree gave him Dr. Powers. That's all.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Spider-Man.
that's crazy.
Shotgunning changed my life.
Oh my god, that made me like sweat just listening to
It was fuck.
it got
You
better
should have
and
seen
better.
our reactions. Like to see a man, and you know how people they punch a hole in the can
Mhm.
with like a key or something.
That's
He's
right.
doing it with his fucking fat thumb, and he's just driving it in like it's paper.
What?
And no problem whatsoever, no cuts or anything,
Was
and
this
he's
a-
doing it perfectly.
Was this Ohio?
We need to hit up this guy's like office.
Say what?
Was this
doctor office.
Ohio?
Oh yeah, Ohio as fuck.
Got
But
those shotgun
To
calluses.
see him do like 3 in a row, back to back to back, and then be perfectly stable, until the whole dog
see the
biscuit
dog
thing
tree.
happens. Yeah, it's just
Stable.
Just a normal thing.
Yeah, yeah.
No, that's
I don't
awesome,
know.
dude. I love that. Those like you watch someone do something like, what's he doing? I don't understand. Is he?
Yeah.
What's he trying to do? And you just watch it happen. Like, let him do
Yeah.
it. Don't stop him.
He's not human. That is
Let
fucking
the man eat
strange.
the dog treat. Let the man puke up the dog treat, and then
It
eat
ain't gonna
again.
kill him.
Like when your friend comes running up, like, "Oh, hey, you can't do that." You go, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa! Let's just see where this journey takes us."
Yeah, yeah.
My goodness.
You can't run out to the street.
It's a green painted stop sign. Like, I want you to stop, but I want to see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Entertaining
Holy
for
shit.
sure.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
All right. I think I've the only time I tried a shotgun a beer, I tried and I failed.
Yeah. No, same.
And I had this like instant thing pop into like, this is me. It's like if I'm shit at something, like, oh, it's stupid. Fuck it. Like, why would you ever do that? So I was like, well, everyone's like going through their shotgunning phase. I was just drinking a beer like, a normal fucking human being in the corner.
Ridiculous.
Just the corner like pouting.
But speaking to like those kind of things, like odd ways to imbibe. Have you heard of a flaming Lamborghini?
Heard of it.
I feel like I've heard the phrase,
never
but I
heard
don't
of
know
that.
what it is.
Yeah, so this is like when I guess people got bored of like just doing shit like shotgunning and stuff, and they started to introduce fire to the mix of alcohol.
Yeah.
And no, it's not. It is a flaming shot, but it's way more complicated than that. So the way I remembered it, when I turned 21, which was the legal drinking age in Dubai, my dad took me out with his office buddies. And there was this one bar in Dubai called Rock Bottom, which was infamous for like having being like the place where dads used to go. You know? Yeah, it's like
The dad bar.
Okay.
yeah. So it's like they had live music there. It was great. It was one of the greatest experiences I've ever had. Because up until that point, I was drinking with friends all the time, and we'd have our like dumbass terrace parties. You know, drinking
Fringe
like
shit, yeah.
absolute paint thinner. And this was nicer. Because then at that point, it was weird. Because I used to
You get to learn actual drinks.
yeah. I used to smoke cigarettes back then, like heavily. And I thought I was keeping it from my folks. They never asked me about it, whatever. And when I went to Rock Bottom and we were there, this is also, I should say, this is when you were allowed to smoke indoors.
Okay.
And my dad just casually, I get introduced to his office buddies. Great group of dudes, by the way. Still in contact with them, and like it's awesome. My dad just casually asked me like, "Hey, can I bum a cigarette?" And like without thinking, like, "Yeah, sure." Oh fuck! Okay, now it's out there. So and then that was like a moment of like, okay, that's cool. All right, I can have a
One of the
smoke with my dad,
boys.
and that's when my dad turned from my dad to like dad/friend.
Carl.
Anyway,
Grown up boys.
I'm not gonna out his name.
Mr. Carl.
Yes. All right, let's just call him Carl for that. So Carl and I, and the boys, we started drinking and stuff. And then there's this one guy my dad works with who's kind of like me in a way, where it's like kind of zany and stuff. He asked for a flaming Lamborghini. And I'll tell you what happens. You can't have it at your table. You have to go to the bar. Okay? It's this giant setup. There's a martini glass, I think. Right? There's a long bottle of... Oh my god, I just realized why they call it a flaming Lamborghini. There's this long-ass bottle. It's like a very long cone, which is a bottle of alcohol, and it's called Gallardo, like the Lamborghini Gallardo. And you put it on top, right? And you put a shot glass on top of that. Somehow it's lubricated, and you light the entire thing on fire, and the fumes, so all the liquid goes down into the martini glass, and you capture the fumes somehow, and you put the martini glass over. They give you a straw. You slip the straw underneath. You suck the fumes in. That gives you a little bit of a rush, and then you take the shot, and boom, you're fucked.
Jesus.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And we kept doing that for a good portion of the night.
I'm learning so many things.
So it's like getting high and drunk.
Yeah.
It's like you're huffing alcohol.
Those vapors.
What the shit?
Literally, you're burning alcohol, right? And the fumes, they trap it, and you suck that in. You inhale, and then you take a shot. Done.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know. I never heard of that.
That's so cool.
Again, I don't remember the rest of the night, but it was fun.
I can understand why.
All I remembered was,
That's the fuck out.
my dad and I, we took a cab home, and the next day we went and got our cars, because we drove separately, just together. But yeah. Speaking of, like, while we were talking about, like, strange ways of drinking alcohol, that one's probably the weirdest one I could think of that I've ever done.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts.
I mean, I always hear about like, those people that like ingest alcohol through like their ass and shit.
Oh,
like,
butt
like,
chugging?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a butt chug.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I never actually saw that or heard of that. But that seems like the closest thing I can. I mean, actually,
Buddy, if you see that happen at a party, you leave that party.
Yeah, supposedly
Yeah.
it gets you more fucked up because it's like a
It's directly
It
into
bypasses your
concentrated.
kidneys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that could
Don't do that.
Don't
Don't
serious
do that.
damage.
You,
You
Yes,
could
if there's
actually
any
die.
children
You can damage-
Saying
listening
do it.
to this
Do it?
you can
podcast,
damage
it.
your
don't
body.
fucking do it.
Like,
do it and sue us if you do it.
Don't do it.
Obviously,
Jesus.
I think we should mention. Obviously, drinking alcohol is going to
great.
damage your body and stuff. Doing it up the butt is even worse. I'll put it that
Oh,
way.
sure.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing is just do it responsibly.
It's just so much fun to drink it.
Not through your ass though.
There's also that thing in that people are doing by like pouring alcohol into your eyelids.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's
Oh,
another thing.
what?
That's how
Yeah.
you go. Yeah, that's how you go
You
blind.
go blind, yeah.
Don't-
People say that
yeah,
drinking
yeah.
like large amounts of ethanol will actually make you go blind, but like I feel like that's not
Yeah, I mean, there's-
exactly true. I think it's because of the eye thing. I could be wrong.
It's fucked
Like,
up.
if you want alcohol to go into your system quickly, just take a shot.
Yeah, you don't need to
or-
go faster than that.
That's
Or-
it. Like you don't need to inject yourself with pure rubbing
And
alcohol.
why
or
are
any
people
dumb
doing
shit
this?
Like
Like
that.
society's so weird that
Yeah.
if you want to fit in, you gotta do this like really fucked up thing. Like it's
Yeah, it's like
strange. Just drink
Hey,
normally.
man. People love to experiment. Just do what you got to find those boundaries, and then if death is the boundary, then people will find it. You know what I mean?
Now,
The next
how
Darwin Award goes to
Right, exactly. The guy who butt chugged for 3 hours died.
Florida
Who knew?
man.
We now know to not do that. Thank you, sir.
now have any of you drank the tequila or whatever it is that has the scorpion or the worms in the bottom of it, and eaten the actual whatever's in the bottom? Supposedly, it like soaks up alcohol,
It does. But you could put
and it's like a concentrated.
yeah, it's like the same idea as like fruit in an alcoholic beverage.
Yeah.
but it's a
Yeah.
scorpion.
it's a gimmick. You could put a tampon in there too. It'd be the same.
Yeah,
thing.
you can put it in there. Like,
Any-
Oh
Yeah.
yay!
Like
That's what I want.
there's
Tequila
nothing
tampons.
special about what's
that's a
in there.
great idea.
Yeah. It's supposed to
Like,
give like the illusion of like, oh, the scorpion venom is in the drink. It's like, no, it's not.
It's a gimmick. Yeah.
I've seen someone do it
It's
with the
delicious.
worm. I've seen someone do it with the worm.
I've never seen anybody do it, or I've never done it myself,
Yeah.
but I've always wondered if anybody.
No, there's absolutely no truth that whatever's in there actually makes it better. It's kind of like being screeched in here in Canada, where
Squeeched.
yeah,
Squeeched?
they make a specific kind of it's moonshine. It's moonshine, and it's something called screech, and you drink it, and then you gotta kiss this fish. And,
I've heard of that.
And then you get a T-shirt that says you've been screeched in. It's in in Newfoundland, St. John's.
Of course it is.
It's just a promotion thing.
No,
Doesn't actually do anything.
No.
It's just
Does it make
for
you
better
magically
business.
stronger?
no, it's like a legend, kind of like the legend of Screech. Like that's only specific
Superstition.
to- Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
/ cultural thing.
it's a cultural thing more than anything.
It makes you stronger.
Let's go hair on your balls, boy.
It's kind of like the Vikings or whatever drinking goats
the blood of your ancestors.
or whatever.
the berserkers or whatever.
Mead's
Yeah.
coming back, dude. Mead's bigger now.
Oh,
more than
mead's
ever.
I've always
I've made
I've
mead.
not a
always
fan of
wanted to
mead.
try mead.
I've made mead.
It's good.
Because everyone's getting bees. It's honey.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of like how like IPAs have become such a big thing where it's like you could have there's such a range. It could be sweet, it could be like really weird. Same with mead, you could do literally anything with it.
Yeah.
So I've had like
Mhm.
really sweet fruit mead, and I've had like kind of weird sour, bizarre
Essentially,
mead.
it's you're boiling wine with spices in it, which thickens it because the sugars are caramelized and stuff. Like that's what mead is. And like Greg was saying, you can do a lot of things with it.
Yeah.
You could boil like any kind of spices into wine. And
So what's everyone drinking now? Like, what does everyone prefer? Like after you've gone through the trials and tribulations of youth, and you figured out, oh, this is terrible, this is okay.
and also name something you don't like.
Yeah. So I know when I was younger, first of all, I hated everything. Beer was disgusting, and then eventually it grew on me. And I found out that like I like kind of a light, fruity kind of beer. I like you're saying bananas, like that initial taste. I love that now. It's like my favorite thing. But I'm a big fan of rum because it's sweeter. I love mixing stuff, making mixed drinks. How about you guys? But I adore it. And I have a Moscow Mule with me right here.
I'd recognize immediately because of that iconic mug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Copper.
For
maybe.
you people that don't know, Moscow Mule needs to be in a copper
It needs to be.
glass.
It is
make it
vodka,
classic.
lime,
As much as a
ginger beer.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
As much
It's
as a
delicious.
Chardonnay glass needs to be filled with Chardonnay, yada yada and stuff. There's science to it, but anyway,
Science.
Steve.
So I like, in terms of beer, I like.
Wait,
beers.
one quick thing. I hate tequila.
Hate tequila.
That
there
one
you
thing
go.
I hate. Tequila
Amen, brother.
terrible. I had it when I was younger. Made me vomit every time. Go ahead.
All right. So I like white beers. I mean, I'll drink IPAs.
Amber
I'll
beers,
drink
yeah.
amber beers. Yeah. Kind of like a nice, refreshing beer, something that's not too
You like the
hard.
summery beers?
I do like the summery beers. I hate fruity beers though. I don't like any of the fruity beers. I like my beers to be more weedy or hoppy.
Hoppy, yeah. Nick.
Yeah. Well, in terms of liquor, I hate gin. Gin is the one I hate. But I prefer like whiskey. I don't like mixed drinks. I don't like sugary drinks.
Gin is pretty terrible. Gin talk it done right can be okay. I hear you.
With the bitters.
I've had too many bad experiences with gin.
Definitely fuck it up. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Nick.
First time I got gin I was like, oh, Seagram's, they make ginger ale. I'm sure they can make regular gin. I'm like, nope.
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 Hell
Two different
no.
things. Two different things.
Nick.
Go ahead, Nick.
Well, I am what is it? Kind of like a mainstream drinker. You know, I'll drink your normal.
Bitch.
Kinda. I can't stand IPAs worth shit. I
Also
don't like. I usually stick to my guns when it comes to the beer that I like. Is the only ones I'll drink. I won't branch out.
Okay.
What do you
So,
like?
I like. Now, okay, this will change as well. I will drink in a seasonal way. During the summer, I'll drink my Land Sharks, my light beers, my Budweisers, all of that. As fall and winter hit, I'll transfer to Yingling and Guinness.
I love
I
Yingling.
love that stuff.
Yingling. Shout out.
I love Guinness on a winter day for some reason. It's
it's
fantastic.
I hear that.
Guinness
But
is good.
I'm not a huge fan of wine. I can't stand tequila.
You
Or
would touch
shit, it's so disgusting. I have, but it's mostly like that fruity stuff that it's not an overpowering wine taste. Like celebration wine, like a wedding white, I can do. But a red dry or whatever, no. My
Do you
ass
guys-
is drinking that. Hell no.
You guys like port at all?
I love port. Port was my introduction
Port.
into wine. The first time I
Never-
got into wine was
Yeah.
through port.
I used to just like literally just get an entire bottle of port. Like instead of wine, I would just drink port,
Yeah.
and like that would be like my drink of choice.
Yeah. So
I don't think I've ever had port.
It's really good. It's like a sweet desserty wine,
It's
but it's
syrupy.
not like. Yeah, it's almost like if a wine tasted sort of like raisins in a sense.
Ooh.
now I don't like
Not
port
like-
anymore.
It's terrible. Yeah.
Not terribly like raisins.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It's different.
But it's
Depends
Yeah,
on-
what's the
definitely
weird one?
it's very sugar forward, sweet forward,
Okay.
like on your tongue if you look at your palate and stuff.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's
I'll
weird
give it a
'cause
shot.
I don't like sherry, but I like port.
I'm not a huge fan of sherry either.
Yeah.
So for me, I will echo Elastigoons who said like with tequila. When I was younger, like I was talking about earlier, it just seems like the thing to do when your buddies are drinking and stuff. But tequila is like all over like media, right? Like tequila and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I love tequila. Do I really? And
Richie
so I
too.
used to shoot tequila, and like I used to be good at it, just shooting tequila. Like Cuervo, not a problem back then, until I was at a
That fateful night.
yeah, I was at a club. I was at a club in Dubai called Chi. Chi was like the place back then. It literally had like different areas with different like moods. Like if you went to like deep, it was like an EDM club. If you're into like deep house, you go to like the specific room. If you're into like regular like Jersey Shore style like EDM, you go into this other room and stuff. But like the whole point was like aligning yourself with your chi. So depending on your mood, you can go anywhere. I was in the main, what's
horny
called
room.
the garden, right? Yeah, sure, right. So I was in the garden, and I was just trying to find my friends because that's why I don't go to nightclubs anymore. Because like, what's the fucking point? You lose people you're with, and you can't really talk to your friends because the music's too loud. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I was in the garden, and I was there. I was trying to find my friends, and another dude knew through another person, like, oh, Dion and stuff, like, oh shit, hey, and like I'm schmammered at this point, And like,
I'm out.
and like the only thing he says that I could audibly hear, but because British like bah, 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 was let me get you a shot. I'm like, sure. And
Yes. Yes.
I like tequila
Priorities.
So like 2 shots of tequila come in and stuff, and we take it and stuff, and we're like bah, 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 and then like immediately I was like bleh,
Oh.
onto the bar.
Oh.
Awkward.
And this thanks, Rach.
And all the chi
You can
was
hear,
gone.
yeah, I was gonna say you can hear Rachel just belting in the background.
So apart from losing my chi, my chi and my friends at that point, this guy was like, because like we aren't like friends. We're like friend of a friend and stuff. It was really nice of him to like buy me a shot, but I did that and I was like, it's kind of like
It's gone.
like literally
Bye-bye.
Assassin's Creeded through like outside and stuff. Never spoke to this dude again. And so tequila, absolutely not. Same thing goes for anything.
Wonderful memories.
Anything that has a very specifically strong vapor to them, like a smell, and like the usual offenders, apart from Scotch, are for me tequila and sambuca, and ouzo. I don't know if you guys have heard of ouzo. It's a Greek drink. It's a Greek, another clear kind of. I don't know what it is. Hate it. I hate that. It tastes like all of them just taste like licorice to me.
I have a bad memory of tequila. I can bring it up for you.
Sure. Well, let me finish up.
Early on.
The stuff I do like.
Early on, like I think I was like 20, maybe 21,
All right,
20.
you can go ahead and speak. That's fine.
What?
He's not done yet.
Yeah, he
Oh
wasn't
no,
done.
sorry.
No,
There's
it's
more.
fine. Yeah.
There's more.
Go
No,
ahead.
Wait, there's more.
Anyway, so
Sambuca.
that's totally fine.
Here-
Can't get
This is
any better
another
than that.
drinking story right
No
here.
harm, no
It's
foul.
over.
No, it wasn't. While you were talking, I was like, oh yeah, you can talk if you want. I guess. Anyway, I love wine. I love wine in a big way. I love all kinds of wine. Right now, these days, I love a dry white wine, mostly because I'm trying to cut down on sugar. That's boring to say. But yeah, I love wine. I love whiskey. I don't like Scotch. I realize as much as I want to believe I like Scotch, I just don't like Scotch. I can't. I just can't. I love rye and stuff like that.
Rye.
As far as beer goes, I literally can't tell the difference most of the time unless it's a stout or an amber ale. Like I just can't
I
tell.
get that.
I would
Yes,
not
I-
be able to tell you the difference between an IPA and a Pilsner. I can't. Beer is beer to me. Speaking of like fruity beers, like Steve was talking about, I will start if I'm at a bar with a group of friends. I will start my evening off with a fruity beer, something like something different and stuff, and then I'll eventually, by I think the 5th pint, go into like what I used to do. But yeah, that's
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Real
away,
quick,
Greg.
Greg. I got 2 things real
for
quick.
it.
One, if you guys want to try, I mean, Steve, I know you said you don't like fruity beer, but have you ever heard of a seasonal beer around Halloween called Pumpkin? It's basically just this like pumpkin beer, but it tastes just like a slice of pumpkin pie. It's
Oh, yeah.
fantastic.
Oh,
I think all of us
It's great.
in our own regions have like a autumn
Yeah,
beer of choice.
I don't know if it's like a popular thing or if it's just an Ohio region thing or
Well-
whatever it may be, but it's fantastic. I
Oh, yeah.
fucking love it.
I mean, we have pumpkin style beers here too, which are seasonal as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So, like, I can't imagine they'd be much different.
2, Zambuca. What is Zambuca to you guys?
I hate it. Like, I fucking hate it.
Well, I mean, what is it? What is it made of?
I don't know.
Okay. I call a thing here I love to drink is Zambuki, and it is vodka, Mountain Dew, and you can add in a Kool-Aid packet if you would like, but that's kind of it's kind of gross. But
Sambuca for us is a specific kind of alcohol, though.
okay,
Yeah,
okay, that's why I was asking.
Gotcha. I didn't know what you meant.
Zambuki is a weird redneck hookup, I guess. Is the way you want to look at it. Mountain Dew and vodka. Can't drink vodka plain, so I'm gonna chase over Mountain Dew. Yeah, I have a lot of good Zambuki stories, but go ahead, Greg. Fire off. Sorry, I wanted to know.
No. I have. I mean, just a really brief because you mentioned tequila.
Oh,
As a reason why I hate it. I remember when I was younger, maybe in like a high school. Again, not high school, like after high school, early college, 20 some. But it was like I was at a girl's house, a girl I liked, And she was like, "Hey, all we have is tequila. We're gonna be drinking that around this little fire pit." I'm like, "Okay, that's fine. No problem. No problem." And then like an hour in, I'm like, "Oh my god, what have I done? This is just terrible." I'm like in the bathroom. I'm in her bathroom, being like,
I hate that.
Yeah, you're watching yourself in the mirror, like, pull together, man, pull together.
There's like literally a step you take when it's too far, and you step over
too far.
it.
Yes.
And,
Yep.
and there's a point where you're too far, and you get like not the spins, but the shifts, and you can save yourself at that point by like watering down.
Get your vertigo,
Okay,
yeah.
But any further after that, if you don't do that, you're fucked. Like, that's your night.
Didn't do that. I took a shot. So after that, I took a shot. And I was
Nice.
in the bathroom and I immediately puked in her sink because I thought that was where you puked because I'm an idiot. I was like, "Oh, you puke in the sink," because when I was younger, I was like in my like young
right.
years, like, "You puke in the sink, no problem. Your parents will clean it up, whatever." I was like, "Oh,
Your parents will get to
yeah."
it
No, she
eventually.
came and she was like, "No, you puke in the toilet."
Greg's
Are
been
you-"
drinking again. Mom puts on the gloves.
So it was really embarrassing. So I forced the puke down the sink, and like it was like really
Ew.
awkward. I had to clean it myself with my hands. Just like push it around. I was like, "Oh god, oh no."
Greg, I wish you could say we've all been there.
And well, I know, and I knew this was a my thing. I knew it was like, "Oh, I was raised wrong." And then you puke in the goddamn toilet. Come on, guys.
No,
no,
she didn't give you
I
a
can't-
cup to fill up with water or like flush the sides or anything.
No, we
No,
did that
she-
eventually,
yeah.
but it was just like it was literally like it was so awkward. 'Cause everyone knew it became like a thing. It was like, "Oh, we have to clean the sink now because he puked in the sink," and like
Oh,
It's a learning moment.
I don't blame
it was
you.
a learning moment.
I don't blame
Yeah.
you. Every movie you see, everyone pukes in the fucking
Yeah.
sink.
yeah.
I'll say it's not
Yeah.
wrong. It's just less effective.
Yeah.
It depends on
And-
the sink. You can have a sink that has a really like thin fucking thing, and then you're fucked.
Yeah.
You really thick puke, you're screwed. I mean, you gotta go for the toilet.
But-
Yeah.
Then again, in most of these movies, they don't show people like losing their lunch or their supper with the alcohol. It's usually just water. So
Yeah, I can never
15 slices of pizza.
Like,
Just
Yeah, like there's a fucking pepperoni on the. On
If there was a
drink.
movie where
What the
somebody
hell?
puked in the sink and it got clogged up, then I would have not done that. But because there is not,
Exactly.
It happens.
Which is why I'm
Yeah.
saying
I blame
you
Hollywood.
can't blame
Come on,
them.
Hollywood,
You
get
can't
your
blame
head out of your ass.
Come on,
Speaking-
it's a great premise.
Realistic puke.
Speaking
Come
to
on,
that-
Hollywood.
Shit.
If you puke in a modern house into the kitchen sink where it has an incinerator, no problem.
Well, hold on,
Again, it could be a
incinerator.
problem. It's like quickly get it down.
Disposal.
Unless there were
before it
dishes in there.
Go, 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 go.
You said
Shred that shit.
incinerator?
Yeah.
Is that what you guys say in Canada?
That's what I guess. I don't know.
Dishwasher. No, sorry, a disposal.
Yeah. Incinerator sounds metal as fuck. Like, I'm imagining like
Wait, we're
a torch
flames.
system just destroying everything.
No. We're talking about like. Let me just make sure we're talking about the same thing. Like in the
spinning blade.
kitchen sink inside, right? You
Yeah,
hit the
the
button
sp-
and
the
like
sp-
it just. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a
Yeah,
block.
yeah.
Yeah. So incinerator is fire. Disposal
Which is
spinning
metal as
blade.
fuck.
It's not what we say in Canada. It's just what I just said.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just
Oh
off
my
either
god!
way.
I was gonna
We
say I want to
incinerate our
move in
food
your
scraps
house.
here,
There's
yeah.
a fucking flamethrower
That
in the
shit's gone.
sink, boys.
There's a word for
Flips
it.
the switch.
No.
Fire shoots out.
I've never lived in a house.
I
that
would
had
turn
one of
that
those,
on and
so-
I'd do dances around my sink.
Hey, if you get a copper pipe, it'll be green flames.
Oh god.
Like
Super
Nick,
metal
what's
as
that?
fuck.
Oh, just playing with my incinerator, yo.
St. Elmo's
You want a
fire.
beer?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I had to
Oh,
do.
man.
So, Fireball whiskey. Do you guys like it or hate it? I hate it.
I hate it.
It was a big thing for me when I was in like high school, college, because it was sweet enough. It was like kind of like candy-esque that you could handle it and
Yeah.
keep it down. So that was like, yeah, for some people it was their like drink of choice.
I hate when people are like, yeah, I got whiskey. Yeah, you don't have to bring whiskey. I got whiskey, and then it's Fireball, and I'm
Fucking
like,
cinnamon.
yeah, it's like,
own
don't
thing.
tell me you have whiskey. Tell me you have Fireball.
Yeah.
It's its
'Cause
own
then
thing.
I know to bring my own whiskey.
I think for me, like when I first got my first apartment, and like, like you have your first living space that's yours, and like
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
when you turn into like, I'm gonna party every fucking day and stuff, which is what I did. So all my like college friends, like they come over and stuff, we party and stuff. And I think for like 5 or 6 parties, there was always this, not the same girl, but like always a girl who by the end of the night would A, be crying in a corner about an ex-boyfriend or whatever. B, would 3 out of 5 times be like a goth. C, would always bring a Mickey of Fireball whiskey that they would leave at the apartment. And I'm not exaggerating. It got to the point where I collected, I think, 5 or 6 of those things, like half full.
Wow.
Just like there.
Oh
and
my
stuff.
God.
And like I think
Yeah.
2 or 3 of the times it was the same person. The other 2 times are like what made me create this kind of rule. That
Well, see, I think for me, it's a lot of the same stuff as it is with like citrusy beers and things. Is I just don't like flavor with my
No, me neither.
alcohol other than like I don't like flavored vodkas either.
No,
not at all.
It depends. It depends on the vodka though. Like
That's true.
Sky,
Like-
Sky makes a great citrus vodka. They make a great berry vodka.
Yeah.
When it comes to like Absolute,
Yeah.
it's very berry forward.
Well, I'll say I don't mind them if I'm gonna like mix it with something maybe that's like related to it.
But you gotta mix it with something either relating to it or a neutral kind of mixture, like a tonic or soda.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
It's just or if I do one, I have to just do one.
Yeah, I generally don't like mixing my alcohol at all. Like, yeah, I just drink.
Although I will say, after all that, I had probably the best rum I've ever had in my life. It was like an orange-ish type rum that was from the Bahamas,
Okay.
and it was like I didn't even have to mix it with anything or take a shot of it. You could just take the bottle and you could just drink. 'Cause
Those
it tasted
scare me.
like
Those scare me a
Like,
lot.
yeah, it was really good.
And that's what I feel about
Yeah,
cider.
yeah. You had to be smart about it and
Yeah.
pace yourself.
That's the
But,
thing. That's how I feel.
Not
about
as a kid.
No.
Fucking crazy.
No, this was as an
Yeah.
adult.
I remember just real quick. We had jungle juice, which in college
Oh, I
was
remember
like,
jungle juice.
yeah, you would mix like juice together,
Ooh.
all that kind of weird shit. So it tasted pretty good. You're like, this is passable.
What's
And
your
like,
jungle
I just had like 4 glasses of this. Oh, I don't.
Damn.
You're gone. You're
Yeah,
gone.
you're
You're
just
done.
fucked.
You're fucking. Because you
Yeah.
just had the most fucked up drink ever.
That's the
and
thing
so,
about sugary drinks. Like, this is why I don't drink
Yeah.
cider anymore. It tastes delicious, but the average ABV is like 2% higher than your average beer. But it's so easy to drink those things. Like, it
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
tastes like fruit juice, so you just drink it and stuff.
Yeah.
And you don't realize the alcohol is there because the fizz and everything kind of hide it. And you just you're schmammered after like 4 of them. It's crazy.
Yeah, I used to drink a lot of those in like college and whatnot, but now like they just upset my stomach. Like it's the sugar gets to me
hurts my
before the
teeth.
alcohol does.
It
Yeah,
just hurts my
We
teeth.
s-
Yeah.
We
I
sound
just can't
so
do sugar.
old.
I know we're so old. I can't do
You know
sugar
that?
drinks anymore. I'm just like, just give me some whiskey and some ice, and
Yeah.
I'm good.
Honestly. And you know what?
That's-
Unpopular opinion, I'm not afraid of that. Like before, yeah, I'd be like afraid of getting old and like changing my drinking habits or whatever. At this point, I'm like, I'm settled in. I'm fine. You know, I know what I,
mean,
like.
Yeah.
I know what I
Exactly.
like. Yeah.
Well, when you think about what you put into the freaking jungle juice, it's like, okay, I don't need like Kool-Aid packets and like a big old thing of like the frozen fucking
No,
lemonade.
I
and,
don't need to
like,
light this on fire or anything.
beer and Kool-Aid, yeah.
Yeah.
Add fire or whatever.
I
Now,
have a question
Uh-huh.
What's
at
up,
the risk
Rachel?
of derailing, but not too much of a risk. So, in my experience, when a bunch of girls are together and they all get drunk, everyone is everyone else's fucking best friend.
Sister.
We're all really
Yeah.
supportive
Sisters.
of everyone in the room,
Yeah.
even
Who's
if
the mom
they
of the
don't
group?
deserve it.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if it's like the same thing, if it's a bunch of guys, or if it is something
No.
Absolutely
completely
not.
different.
No.
all right.
Really?
When,
Opinion.
when someone's going
Okay,
through
bye.
something while drinking, it's like you either make fun of the dude or you leave the room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Usually, what
Nice.
guys like to do. Yeah, I'll generalize a little bit, and I'll say usually what guys like to do is they like to buddy up in a sense.
Yeah.
You'll have like your drunk buddy, so it's
Yeah.
not like the entire group is just like you were all friends, we're all great,
yeah.
amazing. It's like let's go. It's like you find your buddy and you just go on like an adventure or some shit or like or
Yeah.
whatever.
Adventure
Or
in the
just
next
chill.
room.
Play a game. Yeah, exactly right. It's like fuck. I just want to walk around the park. Who wants to come with me?
Right.
You? Okay, let's go.
That's a good question, though.
You're my new best
So-
friend.
Just as an example, at a not super recent but last year's Halloween party, I got so fucked up. I threw up for the first time. I've never thrown up from drinking before. I threw up so goddamn much. And I kind of came to in Greg's sister's bed with somebody else spooning me and saying, "You deserve all the good things."
it was a girl.
It was a girl.
Like, fuck. Okay.
Like, you deserve everything good that happens to you. And even in that extremely intoxicated moment, I was like, I don't deserve anything good, but thank you so much.
That's the most wholesome thing I've ever heard.
Oh my
That's the
god.
level of support when you mix estrogen with alcohol.
That's so cool.
I was gonna say you could have
That would
with
never
pride,
happen as a man.
You don't always get abandoned. I remember one of my friends that like completely would become that classic stereotypical like, dude, you're my best friend. And, like, you know,
Yeah.
you need the world.
Dude, you deserve all the good things, man.
I
feel like I remember drinking with all of you. All of
Yeah.
us turned into that dude.
It can happen.
All
It
of us
definitely
turned
happens.
into that dude,
Yeah.
and it was great.
Well, the
was
thing
gonna
is,
say,
the
yeah,
thing
I
is-
really
well,
do.
The thing is, a group of people all have to be on that vibe,
yeah.
or else it gets weird.
Well, we're already good
friends.
friends, so
Yeah.
it's like it's. I wouldn't say you'd get that way with strangers.
Yeah, I had personal
People are
moments,
drunk
or guys at least.
I had personal moments with each of you individually like that when we were drinking and stuff, and it was beautiful.
That's a
I
different
fucking
video.
loved it.
Just kidding.
Different sexual video.
Sure. No, but it
But,
was great.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
now
sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Whoa,
One last thing.
whoa!
One last
Nick,
thing.
say something.
But coming back to what Rachel asked, whether dudes in general do that, I would say it's more like dudes are. This is a hot take. Dudes are more scared of somebody ruining their vibe, like they're already like happy state while drinking.
yes.
They're more
Discuss.
selfish. Yeah.
Or actually, before discuss, what were you going to say, Greg?
No, I was gonna say, like, I mean, I agree with that. I would say, like, guys are all into, like, a guy will go off and go piss in this. Like, I remember there was a bring up story where, like, in West Virginia, I would just go do my own thing if I was wasted. I was like, I'm just pissing in the snow, bro. Just pissing in the snow.
Yeah.
If you want to watch me, then that's cool. If you want to hang out with me while I'm pissing in the snow, that's fine. But I want to piss in the snow. So I feel like a lot of guys will probably get like more like, I just want to do what I want to do and like fuck everyone else kind of thing. Where girls like, I'm gonna go. She's my best friend, you know what? And she deserves to know that she's my best friend.
We gotta get her late tonight.
Well, I think. Well, it's also with guys. They're probably like more self-conscious about like they don't want to look like they've kind of like that they're super drunk
Yeah, it's all
to some
Yeah.
extent. So it's like
see
so they're
that.
more like
that
they're like in the corner.
machismo thing comes in.
Yeah, like the guy that's wasted will just be in the corner like swaying or whatever.
It's
but
like
he's like,
leaning
"No,
against,
I'm,
like, the
I'm
table."
good, man. I'm good. Don't worry. I'm good.
Right before he eats shit,
I'm
he
chill.
he
Yeah.
slips off that pool table and
I'm
goes
chill.
to the floor.
Yeah.
Did you want to say something though, Nick, though?
I could say safely as like self-experience is the way I am. I don't like it when, kind of like what Dayon said, I don't like it when other people ruin my vibe.
Yeah.
If I'm sitting there drinking, I'm having a good time,
Same.
I'm enjoying myself, I'm smiling, dancing, doing things that I mean probably wouldn't do out there, like embarrassing myself a little bit. Leave me alone. Don't ruin that for me. Because then it starts kind of going
I
the
agree.
complete opposite direction.
Harsh the mellow, bro.
It
Yeah.
starts turning into like now you're starting to piss me off, and I don't think you want to.
Well,
Don't anger the beast.
Yeah. It's like for some reason it flips. Like somebody, like yo, get the fuck out of there. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. You look like an idiot out there. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
I'll fight you.
Yeah.
Let's go.
We are friends, and now we're gonna fight. Let's go.
You look like a good bitch.
That's true. Like,
most people, I think, I mean, guys specifically talking about, like, they go into that they're more confident, they're more likely to fight, and they're more likely to do things they're not like would normally
Yeah.
do. So it is a strange, like, I don't think I would fight people,
No,
but I definitely
no.
become more like socially active and like
yeah.
hey man, you want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. But let's just keep it chill.
Yeah. Now, say like you're with me, you're part of my group, and you do that, like you do your thing, and somebody comes up and says, "No, quit being a little bitch" or something like that, and like tries to do something to you. That's when my ass intervenes.
Yeah.
Right.
So-
no,
For some reason, I turned into a protector.
Yeah.
I
of a group.
exactly.
Yeah.
I have friends like that who like
You
I'm
just
not maybe
hard
I'm not
stand
that.
the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
no, if that guy's looking at my girl when I'm drunk, like he's gonna get fucked
Yeah.
up. I'm like, he's just like maybe he's just looking at her, dude. Like,
Yeah.
calm down,
I
it's
know,
okay.
like-
Like it's a compliment. She got it out.
Fucking chill.
No,
yeah.
I will fight
Yeah.
it to death. And it's like Jesus Christ.
Alcohol.
There's a reason why there's restrictions on alcohol. Okay.
Alcohol and conflict
Yeah.
Yes.
should never be mixed together.
I guess that's a whole other story we can go to if you guys got any. I don't think I have many.
I got a good story.
Oh, go for it.
About how one of my roommates got arrested and I had to pin the other one to a wall.
You had
shit! Here we go.
It was his
bar mitzvah.
his birthday. So it was his birthday actually. And his friend drove in, but then his car was getting towed because I guess he wasn't parked in like a visitor spot or whatever. And then my one friend, who was kind of an ass, basically, or my one roommate, I should say, got all like pissy and like went to go like sit in the car so the guy couldn't tow it. And
what a hero!
You can't do it, right? So the dude got arrested by this cop. And then my other roommate, who's like a total like bro frat guy.
Fight the cop, bro.
Was literally he was like I'm gonna go fucking save him. I'm gonna go save him. And it's just like, and I'm just here like holding him to the wall, and he's like, I'm just gonna talk to him. Just gonna fucking beat him up. I'm just like, nope. You're gonna hang here against the wall.
That's a good move.
Yeah, I had a lot of breaking up of those kind of fights, which was fun.
You gotta be the mom of some sort of, which is people going crazy.
Someone's gotta be a buddy, like the level-headed person.
And like I've had friends that have called me and they're like, yeah, man, I just got into a fight and I lost. Can you come pick me up? Or like shit like that.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
So
it's just like it's like I got you, fam.
That's heavy. That's awesome, man.
So not to change pace or anything. Well, does anybody else have a story along those lines of a friend getting arrested, or maybe your ass getting arrested, or anything like that?
I mean, I got a couple times things have happened. What do you got, Val?
I think this was in Dubai.
Okay.
I'm just gonna dance around it for the most part because what I did wasn't exactly. So
this was a friend, right? This was a friend.
It was a long time ago.
So
my friend.
Here we go.
So at that point, like the practice in Dubai at that point was to get alcohol at a random time of the night when the shops are closed and everything like that. You'd call what we refer to as the milkman. Everyone has a phone number with a milkman, and this person at any time of the night would drive up and stuff, and you make an exchange. You just get the alcohol and like the city money. This shit keeps the party going for the most part.
Sure.
Me and a bunch of people who I knew through another friend, we drove, right? And it was a busy intersection. I made a fucked up turn. We'd already picked up the stuff, by the way. We were underage. So, I made an illegal turn. I got stopped. My car just fucking emptied. Everyone just fucking ran. I'm like, great. Because they knew alcohol was in the boot and stuff.
Like you got the lights going?
Yeah. Nothing really happened. I got questioned. Like, they didn't even check. Like, because one thing that people think about cops is that, you know, they're so fucking brutal when it comes to shit. Like, nah, they're just like, they're fucking...
They want to deal with the real criminals, yeah.
Right, yeah. Like, where are they gonna like fucking out with this like gangly ass lanky kid? And it was like, it was like almost like crying at that point.
I just wanted a drink.
Yeah. And yeah, that was it. Like, but the main part of the story is that everybody fucking bolted, like left me.
Oh yeah, no good shit. There's no loyalty.
Oh yeah.
These kids were in another school.
No loyalty.
These kids were in like a rival school as well, like basketball wise and shit.
That's where you know how your friends are. It's the friends that'll stop you from fighting. Like be there in front of the cop, between you and the cop.
Yeah.
Like,
if I had my real friends, like my actual friends, who were still at the party and stuff, like they'd be kosher. Mm-hmm. It's just the reason was that one of them, it was one of their milkmen's, so he had to come with to like accept and shit.
I mean, it might be better because if you have a drunk kid trying to talk to a cop, is like the worst thing imaginable. It's like,
also, I was.
For me, please.
Also, I should mention I was sober when I was driving at that point. I hadn't had a sip yet because like I got there late and we had to go pick up.
Yeah, I've definitely like that's one of the big things is I've never like driven while drunk. Even like to the point where at college, like it was a nice college town, so I could walk home. I'd walk home like 2 miles.
Oh yeah,
that is the advantage of that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was pretty. I mean, it's fine when you're drunk. You just walk. It's all good. Yeah, there's street lights and everything, and like I've even had like cops offer to give me a ride home, just like for no reason.
Oh, no,
it's
same
like, sure.
here. Cops have driven me home a lot of times. Just like they see me like kind of like on the street, like like son, can I give you a ride home? Like sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my story.
All right, Nick, you wanted to go somewhere?
So I have a question, and we're going to hear the answer, including myself, for the first time. Right here, right now, and it's aimed at Greg.
Our host.
Booty or
So-
ass. No.
For you guys that don't know, Steve was married. It was last year, year before.
When was this shit? No, I'm just kidding.
Better not get this
It
wrong,
was last
Steve.
year, right?
I don't know, man.
I feel
When
like
was
it's
I
been.
married?
It feels like it's been like 5 years for some.
It's been like
No, it was last year. It's been over
So-
a year.
Steve's wedding was last year,
It was
and
year before last.
Greg offered to, at the time, me and my girlfriend stayed at his place.
Oh yeah.
Now, the day before we left, there was a giant ass house party. And I know at one point we decided to stop drinking because I can't play flip cup or shit. And was eliminated so quick. And I just hated it.
It was a good game.
So we were buzzed. We decided to go to bed because we were going to leave really early. At some point, like an hour and a half after we went to bed, we heard this bang. And the girlfriend at the time went downstairs and like sat on the staircase and looked through the railing. And you can peer into the kitchen where everyone was drinking. And she came up and said, somebody broke the table. Someone broke the fucking kitchen table.
Yeah.
What the hell happened?
That was a good time. My friends, they're a great bunch, but they're not the brightest. They decided because I had this table that I had for years at my friend's place.
I've heard this story. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I had bought and like we had drank on for like I said, years. It's been years. So like alcohol has been like getting in the table. It's wood with mix of glass. But basically, two of my friends, being the brilliant people they are, one's engineer, one's works in the medical field. They decided to sit on said table for no reason, just two. And then
Engineers.
somehow it snapped under their weight from maybe the alcohol slowly sipping in and like weakening the wood, maybe. But either way, the table snapped in the middle while they were sitting on it and just completely broke with the glass next to them. Everyone was okay, thankfully. But well, that was after. But from the initial break, no one got hurt, and yeah, it was a disaster. But it was one. It's a sacrifice to the gods. It could be worse.
And I missed all this.
You were there for that, yeah. You got
Yeah.
I was too busy getting married.
You also missed the fact that before said table was collapsed, there was like a 23-man flip cup thing going on, and I got eliminated first round
It was embarrassing.
both
Nice.
fucking games because I've never played flip cup in my life. But these people are one finger flipping, no problem, like back to back to back, and I'm flipping and it's going across the table. I have no idea what's going on. I don't know what to do with my hands. It was a terrible situation. So I was basically in the corner drinking a beer and playing with the dog.
Don't worry, we'll get you. I'll teach you how to play.
My
Be
man.
solid next time.
Can we talk about drinking games that we play that
Yes.
maybe other people haven't even heard of?
Beer die.
Everyone
You guys
knows
play beer
the one.
die?
Never heard of?
Yeah, I'm sure you have a bunch of them, but like the ones that are like in America that are pretty popular is like
Kings.
Kings, which is based on
Yeah.
cards. And
Yeah.
you just do certain set of rules based on the cards and which one was flipped. You do a rule that's really simple. It's like the most simple, like everyone knows kind of stuff. Like you drink if there's a 2, if 3 I drink kind of thing. There's also beer cup, which is you just fucking hit the beer into the can and you drink the thing. It's
Yeah.
simple as that.
There's beer die, which is like it's kind of like beer pong, but you play with the dice. And then there's 2 cups on either corner, and then you have like almost like a volleyball net essentially that's like suspended off. So you have to it's a much higher arc essentially, and you have to hit the back die. And if it like bounces and goes off the end, you can catch it. There's different rules
There
associated
was
with
one I
that.
did was called Minefield, where you would put a bunch of coins in the middle, and you had like 4 cups on the ends, and you'd have to like not hit one cup or one coin, otherwise you'd have to drink. And then you would once you hit that coin, you'd have to then put a cup there, and that was also another mine. So there was just all these mines you would place that you had to drink if you hit any of them. It was a pretty good game.
That's cool.
We played this amazing game, and I really like this game because you can play it while talking to friends and like just being normal. Like, in fact, I'd
Those
like
best
to
games.
revisit an alcohol-based kind of episode where we play this during the podcast.
I would love
It's
to.
called Gentleman's Rules. So the way it
That's
works
sexy.
is
Fancy.
I'm probably forgetting most of the rules, but you aren't allowed to use first names. You can't say the word drink.
Ooh,
You can't say other stuff. Like it's just a lot of rules that it's one of those games where there's a lot of rules for you to remember that someone's eventually going to fuck up.
It's
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
I
Kind
guess.
of like the first time we met and we couldn't stop seeing each other's
Exactly.
Steam name.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Also, it's kind of like you have one person who is like the finger. So wherever he puts his finger, wherever he puts his finger like that, then you guys have to copy it. The last one has to drink, has to imbibe. Sorry, and like
I see.
yeah,
That's great. That's like playing like Kings.
Yeah,
It's like playing in the middle of Kings, like with all the rules already in place.
Yeah, without the cards or anything like that.
Right.
So how do you initiate this game? How do you get it started?
we could be playing right now. Like it just
Oh,
It's
It just
casual.
happens. Yeah.
Aha.
Have you guys ever played?
I'm just gonna mimic Vela. I'm gonna try to do everything he does.
No.
So have you guys ever played it's a counting game called Wolf Buzz?
Nope.
I'm nailing this. This is gonna be easy win, boys. Easy win.
So,
Wolf
so
Buzz. Tell us about Wolf Buzz.
Wolf Buzz. So this is a game. It's just a counting game where you start counting from 1, and then anytime you hit a number that's a multiple of 5,
We
you have
played
to say,
that game and I hate it.
Oh
I'm
my
shit.
god, that's like one of the nerdiest games ever.
It is.
So
And then anytime you hit a number that's a multiple of 7, you say Buzz, and if it's
Yeah.
both, you say Wolf Buzz.
So we played that. We played that with multiples of 7, and we assigned the 7 card to a Kings game.
Oh wow.
Every time someone plays 7, we play that game. Yeah.
That's cool. That's a good idea, actually. We'll have a mini game. Yeah.
So I have a game.
Mario Party.
It's way more redneck than anything you guys played. We called it Frisbee. Basically,
So Frisbee
I've
like
only,
a pig.
I've only played it for one night, but I had a blast. There's 2 posts set up in the middle of this yard or whatever, and each team is 2 players, kind of like cornhole. On the post is a
What
full.
the fuck is cornhole?
You've never
Oh.
played cornhole?
No.
That's a big American thing.
All right, tell me after.
Sorry.
One
Yeah, I'll
second.
tell you what. Cornhole's easy. It's legit. It's fun.
Okay, cornholes, you have 2
So-
boards. They have holes in them.
Okay.
You have a
Wow.
bag of beans. You throw said bag. You take turns, and you just throw the bag and
Oh,
aim
into
for
the
the hole.
hole?
Yeah.
Yeah,
played
yeah.
that.
Try to get it.
Yeah, it's,
I
Okay,
played that.
okay.
Okay.
it's something you
So-
can do while drinking. So
So anyway, there's 2 full beers on each pole.
It's like bunghole, right,
And-
Typhy? Go ahead.
One side gets 2 frisbees, and you throw. Both of you are holding a drink. Both of the other people are holding a drink. If the frisbee hits the post, you catch the frisbee, and the other team has to take a drink from their whatever.
This is
if-
Can Jam.
If the frisbee hits the beer off, and you catch the beer and the frisbee, the other team has to drink both their beers. If the beer hits the ground or the frisbee hits the ground, the team that dropped it, sorry, I have to remember all this,
no, I get you.
has to take the drink.
Yeah. So there's a very similar game to this called Can Jam,
Yeah.
which is basically like it's like you have there's 2 like trash cans essentially on either side that have like either a slit in them or an open top, and then you throw a frisbee and your teammate's on the other side, and your teammate can smack the frisbee with their hand to help it go in.
That sounds civil as fuck.
It's really
compared to what I
simple.
was
Either
doing.
way, frisbee and alcohol is a good idea, and that's why this
Yeah.
thing exists.
Never played
It's
a
great idea.
frisbee-based alcohol game ever.
We will.
We will.
What's best about it is the fact that you get so fucked up that you don't know what's a frisbee until it's like right here at your face, and it either connects with your head, and you have to react with the concussion state and alcohol,
Right.
and rely on whatever athletic ability you have to catch it, or you're fucked.
Or you use your head to win the game.
Or yeah, you catch it in your mouth.
It's like soccer players. You just off the head.
Well, boys, I think that was a great talk we had. Good times. We could definitely probably do a second podcast on this if we want. There's
Oh yeah,
a multitude of subjects we
With
could get into.
gentlemen's rules.
But I'm glad we had this talk.
that would be fun.
Thanks for having it with me, boys. Desperado GPJ sign off. Well, who's also leaving me here?
So Steve here, aka Blackened X27 on Twitch.
Nick?
Yeah. Well,
Bunch
Nick,
of nerds.
Lead demon.
Lead Demon on Steam, Nicholas_Delk on Twitter, or you can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Lead Demon. Take it away, Bella. Finish it up.
You can find me on Instagram at NoHeckingWay. You can also find me on Twitter at I'm Dion. You can also find me on Twitch when I will return for a little fun thing that my boy Typhy and I are doing, where I play Halo and he yells at me for doing the wrong thing.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, you can find me at twitch.tv/BellaSwift. See, Lead, it's not that hard.
All right, thanks, guys.
No, wait.
Bye.
No, wait.
No, one more. There's one more thing we have to promote.
The
Go
biggest
ahead.
one. You can also find us on Twitter, all four of us, at official GNSD. It is right there. Right there. Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
It's right there.
And tweet us, give us any suggestions, ideas, episodes that you want to see, questions,
Bye.
anything that you feel like we should answer. Greg, I swear to fuck. Big ups to our host Greg for this amazing time we had. That's awesome. I'm gonna let Greg sign it off.
We'll see you next time, guys. Have a good one. Bye.
Take care, everyone.